right, here is a quick way to do a pop-out clipping mask. So there's a picture here, and the whole picture is inside the rounded rectangle, but her head's popping out. So let's see how we do that. I'm going to start off in Photopea this time, and then we'll pop into Photoshop. So as always, we would use a clipping mask. The shape goes below the picture. So you right click and you clipping mask it in, and that cuts everything off. But let's say we want the head to pop out. So we're going to release the clipping mask first. And then we're going to select this top part. And I'm not going to do the greatest selection just for the sake of time because this is a video, but you're going to select the top part, the part that would be hanging out. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be whatever part that you're going to need. So this is like got to be the worst selection I've ever made. Oh, I'm starting over, so that's good. Let's put that on add to selection. Control D, and let me start over. All right, so you would zoom up though, because I am awful with the mouse here, where I'm at. Okay, so zoom up, make that really good, and what you're gonna do is take and duplicate, duplicate that layer, and then this duplicate layer is only gonna have the little head part sticking out, okay? This has gotta be the worst drawing I've ever done. Okay, so I've got this part here, so we're gonna add a layer mask and duplicate the layer. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and duplicate the layer. So right click and duplicate the layer. And then while we've got this part with the marching ants, we're going to add the layer mask. So now we have a little chunk of head. Now it's on a layer mask, so we can paint it in or out, right? So hopefully your selection is better. That is not going to go in the clipping mask. Okay, this is. So this layer goes into the clipping mask, and then you just turn on the layer that goes above, and then of course touch it up. Okay. Exactly the same in here. So I would take and put my clipping mask on, right click, create clipping mask, and look at it so you know what part you need to add in. So basically from the middle of my forehead over and out here. So let me unclip it, release it, and then select whatever part that you need. Of course, that one's not the best picture to use for this because my hair is kind of, and it's okay if you get too much. Like it can have my face because that part's not going to be, it's going to be inside the box anyway, basically. All right, so same thing. While the marching ants are on, duplicate it, right click, and duplicate the layer. It's behind my head, so you can't see it, but I am. And then add the layer mask to the duplicate. So the duplicate is just that part, right? And then of course you can paint out parts that you don't need. All right, and then we got this part, so we're going to clip it back in, right click and clip the mask. There it is, and then just turn on the piece that goes above it. And really hard to tell where this one's supposed to go because of all of that. But then you would touch it up. You would take your black paintbrush or whatever and touch up your layer mask, however need be. But anyway, you get the gist of it. And that's basically it. So that is a pop out effect on a clipping mask.